Was Pete Hegseth drunk when he held that deranged press conference where he lashed out at a Fox News reporter who was just asking for some facts? That's the whole point of a press conference. You go on there, you get asked questions, and then you give the answers. Pete Hegseth didn't like that. And this wasn't even the first time that a Fox reporter was attacking a Republican that day. I also have video of a local Fox reporter who actually did basic journalism. And one thing I want to do on this channel is highlight reporters that are doing a good job, because it actually doesn't take much to push back on MAGA and to expose that they don't really believe in anything at all. Because when you push back on the one talking point they don't have an answer. And this reporter showed that all it takes is really just repeating the same question over and over again and giving the same answer. That's all it takes. And then they combust. Here it is.
These are governors who deliberately choose not to work with immigration officials. So you have an illegal alien who comes into our country, who J.B. Pritzker has said should be welcomed into our communities, who then murders or rapes American citizens. And these people choose not to work with immigration officials to get these people out of
They do. If ICE has a warrant, they do.
No, actually, these people choose not to work with immigration authorities.
They do. When ICE has a warrant, they do. When ICE has a warrant, the law says they do.
Whenever somebody gets arrested in a sanctuary state for a crime, they have the choice of whether they can go work with ICE to get these people out.
Which they do when someone's arrested and there's a warrant. They do.
Choose not to.
No, the law explicitly says that they can, that they do.
Who have been in prison, who are released from prison, and these governors choose to put them back out onto the streets, not to deport them and to give them over to ICE.
You made and the point on bathroom stuff. What did that have to do with sanctions?
See how he runs away. He's like, uh-oh. This guy actually knows some facts and he's pushing me back on them very gently, might I add. And then he runs away.
States.
You know, it speaks to the governor's credibility and to how much of a lunatic he is.
Brilliant. And so what they're arguing about there is that he's saying that the governors don't abide by the law. And what that reporter kept saying is that they do. If there are warrants, they will work with ICE. The thing is ICE has been acting rogue. They have masked agents who are in plain clothes and just arresting anyone and kidnapping them off the street when they don't have warrants. And so, yeah, governors are like, we're not doing that. It's illegal, quite frankly. So they're not engaging. And this guy is trying to conflate all of that. And I just love that reporter. Let's just shout him out, shall we? Paris Alexander Shoots. Sorry for messing up your name. I'm sure that was terrible, but you did a great job. And I just want to make sure that people know where to find you. Here is his Instagram account. Please keep delivering the news and pushing back on lies. That's all we ask. And it was so easy. Now, I'll tell you who I think might be drunk is the person running the White House's Twitter account, because they've been posting this nonstop. This is just the most recent one, but they keep calling Donald Trump daddy. People online, men, are calling Donald Trump daddy. And the reason why they're doing that is because this moment happened at NATO a couple of days ago.
They've had a big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easy to stop them.
And then daddy has to sometimes use strong language to
You have to use strong language. Every once in a while you have to use a certain word.
So that's the chief of NATO calling Donald Trump daddy, and the Trump administration has run with it. I guess they think it's a good thing, and the Trump team has put out daddy merch. I hate this timeline. So much. And then this Republican in I don't even know where, Jonathan Lindsay, where are you from? Some senator in some state was like, everyone should call Donald Trump daddy now.
If we're going to continue doing resolutions condemning Trump's policies, maybe my colleagues on the other side would get a little more traction if they introduce some clever tactics. I'll introduce one. A lot of people in America have come to think of President Trump as a sort of father figure. And indeed, this morning, we even saw the leadership of NATO refer to him as daddy. So maybe in these resolutions going forward, we could have a little bit of recognition of like daddy Trump is who we're going to oppose or something like that. Get creative with it. But in the meantime, please vote no on these resolutions.
Oh my God. Jonathan Lindsay, I don't know where you are from. I don't care. Look it up because you are not important. You are just trolling instead of legislating. What a disgrace. Speaking of disgraces, Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth. He is being accused of being drunk. Now, drunk for most people looks like this. Your eyes are unfocused, you're swaying back and forth, you're slurring your words. That's how normal people experience someone who is drunk, and that's how most people get when they are drunk. Not when you're an alcoholic, which we can't diagnose Pete Hegseth. So let me just read what this person wrote here. 19 years sober here, this guy is hammered. This is 100% vodka fueled. The fast talk and swaying and hyper-controlled gesticulations, it's vodka because nobody can smell vodka. Thinly disguised rage that will get worse as the day goes on. Can I get an amen? Can we get an amen? Leave an amen in the comments. And leave a like before you watch this video. All right, so is Pete Hegseth drunk? I wouldn't put it past him, but here's the clip.
Written about how hard it is to, I don't know, fly a plane for 36 hours. Has MSNBC done that story? Has Fox? Have we done the story how hard that is? Have we done it 2 or 3 times so that American people understand? How about how difficult it is to shoot a drone from an F-15 or 16 or F-22 or F-35? Or what it's like to man a Patriot battery? Or how hard it is to refuel midair? Giving the American...
I gotta say, it's feeling a little drinky.
Really was. There are so many aspects of what our brave men and women did that because of the hatred of this press corps are undermined because people are trying to leak and spin that it wasn't successful. It's irresponsible. And folks in this room are privy to that information because of the proximity here in the Pentagon. It's an important responsibility. And time and time again, classified information is leaked or peddled for political purposes to try to make the president look bad. And what's really happening is you're undermining the success of incredible B-2 pilots and incredible F-35 pilots and incredible refuelers and incredible air defenders who accomplished their mission, set back a nuclear program in ways that other presidents would have dreamed. How about we celebrate that? How about we talk about how special America is, that only we have these capabilities? I think it's too much to ask, unfortunately, for the fake news. So we're used to that.
Oh my God, what a whiner. He's a whiny drunk. There's so much more. We don't have to watch the rest of that. You get the picture. I mean, I definitely could smell some alcohol. That's all I'm going to say. And I just want to say, because just to harp on this point, that alcoholism, people who drink a lot, it doesn't look like normal drinking. It doesn't look like someone who is normally intoxicated. Wendy Williams, we found out in a documentary, was drinking incessantly and was drunk on her show. And we never knew because drinking for her kept her kind of level. Still, very scary for the Secretary of Defense to potentially even have this problem, which we know he has a problem because he said he was going to stop if he got the job. And anyone who knows anything about alcoholism is the second you're saying, I'll stop this if I get X, Y, and Z, 1, you don't do it. And 2, if you're saying you have to stop, well, then maybe you need to stop permanently. All right, and then I just want to show you this. I already showed you the video yesterday where he went off on a Fox reporter. Let's just end with this because this Fox reporter then ripped out Hegseth for what he did. And good on this guy.
I'd like to say a word, if I may, Dana, about Jennifer Griffin, who was attacked by the Defense Secretary today, an attack she certainly, in my view, did not deserve. Her professionalism, her knowledge, and her experience at the Pentagon is unmatched. And I have had and still have the greatest regard for her. The attack on her was unfair.
One thing I was going to mention about that, Bill, Britt, is that the DIA...
The Fox reporter's like, that was not planned. They're like, they're attacking the Trump administration.
It's kind of like on the first level of intel. It gets higher up as you go to the CIA. And
yeah, she's like, change the subject. Well, Britt Hume, well done. Maybe get a job at a different publication, but well done either way. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit like on the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I will see you next time. Bye.